now that we have done this step one, which is inclusion of the title as part of the execute Python script, let's see how we can include the other components of the script so that we can not only extract the title but also replace the missing values in the passenger. So let's just go ahead and copy some of those steps. Okay, so the next step that we are going to copy is we're going to copy this step wherein we are calculating the mean age across the particular title. So step one is something which we have already done, which is we have already put in the title, and now using that particular title I'm going to calculate the mean age across the particular title, and I'm going to create a new data set for that, which is AGG age by title DS. The next step that we want to do is we would like to replace the column names. So we don't want to have two columns with the same column name called age. We would rather differentiate it by using the mean age. And then let's copy this particular statement here. And once we have copied this particular statement, let's go and identify the next step that needs to be done. So next step is we need to merge the data set. So essentially what we have done is um, we have created the aggregated data set which has the title and the mean age, and by joining on the particular title we want to add mean age to that particular data set. So we are going to create a new data set which is nothing but train Titanic DS merged, and train Titanic DS merge we are going to have mean age as one of the columns. And once we do that, the last step is we need to replace all the missing values. And the way we are going to do that is by copying this particular statement which we had discussed in the previous section. Correct. And here what we are simply doing is we are identifying those passengers whose age is missing. We are identifying the rows of those passengers whose age is missing and then replacing them with the mean age. And the final step that we need to do is see our final data set is a train Titanic DS merged, and we need to replace that as the input to the data frame 1. And that's it, we are done. So we are going to return the data frame 1. And let me just save the script. Okay. And then let me just run this particular step and not run the entire thing. And let's see what happens at this point in time. So ideally, at the end of the script execution, all the passengers whose age was missing should have been replaced with the mean age. Not only that, it should also give you the output of all the passenger titles. Couple of more seconds and then it has got executed. Let's visualize the results, and let's look at age. And you can see that in age there are no missing values, so we did that work. So as you can see, Mr. James Moran has an mean or has an age of 32.36. Let's browse through a certain number of records as well, and yeah, most of them turning out to be male at this point in time. But yeah, as you go through all the data points, correct, and so there's this particular view gives you only a limited view. So but as you browse through all the data points, you'll be able to find out that the mean age effectively replaces the age where it is missing, and that's exactly what we have been intending to do. Okay, so now let's go to the next step at this point. So moving on to the next step. So we are definitely interested in retaining the title as part of the feature selection. So the way we are going to include it is we are going to select columns in the data set, and then we're going to launch the column selector, and we're going to select by name. Okay, and you're going to select title. Now, mean age we don't need because we created this variable called mean age, or we created this data point called mean age for each passenger so that we can effectively plug in the missing values of age. So mean age as a separate data point is pretty useless at this point in time. So we would just want to retain the title, okay, and then press OK. And remember, title is a categorical data point. So if you go back here and let's relook at the title, and if you see, the title is nothing but a string feature. And if you remember, anything that are string feature, like for example embarked or gender, we need to convert it into categorical data type, and then we need to convert it into something called an indicator value. And that's exactly what we are going to do at this point in time. So what we are going to do is we are going to go and edit metadata, and then we are going to select title. So in this case the title is already been selected, right? So you need to make sure that the title is selected as part of your data point, correct? It's not going to be automatically done. So once I do that, I'm going to rerun this particular experiment. And I'm also make before I rerun the experiment, I also want to make sure that I convert the title to indicator values. Remember, title is nothing but a string or a categorical data point. So the first step is you convert the string into a categorical data point, and then you convert it into something called an indicator value, and then you rerun the entire workflow. And once you rerun the entire workflow, couple of things that you will start to observe is, so let's wait for the workflow to get executed at certain point in time so that we can go and observe what happens to title. And remember, this clean missing data is pretty obsolete at this point in time because there's nothing to be replaced. So we can as well get rid of this particular component. It's a pretty useless component, does nothing at this point in time. So we could remove that particular component. So we'll wait for the edit metadata to get done and the convert indicator values. And then let's look at the output of the convert indicator values. And you will see that every title has got a particular data point, correct? And it's very similar to your embarked and gender. So there might be a strategy through which you might want to reduce the number of titles that you are generating as part of this particular workflow. And we'll discuss this at a later point in time. And then the workflow has got completed, and then you could see your results. And so you could see your score model. And let's go to the evaluate model to get the metrics. And as you can see here, you have a much better accuracy, precision, recall, and an F1 score because you have enhanced the data set by including title, and you also made sure that you have replaced the age with the right missing values. So in the earlier version, we had replaced age with a mean of a particular data point, and what obviously happened was even the child passenger had the age of an adult passenger. So we were so by doing this particular step, we achieved two things. One, we reduce the difference in the age gap between the actual person name and the actual age of the person. And then we also included title as part of our feature enhancement strategy. So let's explore how inclusion of title and replacement of the age with the right values has effectively increased our predictive accuracy. Now, here is the previous result that we had. We had a true positive of about 46, we had a recall of 0.70, we had an FN score of 0.69, and we had a precision of 0.68, and an overall accuracy of 0.77. Now, let's look at the current iteration. So we have a much better true positive at this point in time. We have about 52 true positives, and we have a much better accuracy 0.82, and all in all we have a better F1 score and precision and recall as well. So it means that the inclusion of title as the new feature has definitely helped us build a better predictive model at this point in time. And not only that, what also increased the accuracy of this particular model is that we were able to effectively replace the right values. So instead of choosing a mean or a median or a mode, we were able to kind of identify the right data point for the missing values of age. And we chose title as one of the vehicles through which we were able to compute the mean of that particular passenger or a mean of that particular title, and then effectively replace those missing values with the mean age. And that has definitely helped us to build a better predictive model.